Welcome back to Automotive, where today we're diving into something that's not just classic, it's iconic. The 1957 Ford F100 4x4, a truck that didn't just roll off the assembly line, it stomped onto the scene and made sure the world knew it was here to stay. Now, when you hear 1957, you probably think tail fins, chrome, and rock and roll. But Ford had something else in mind: muscle. And not just street muscle. This was the kind of brute strength that wanted to climb mountains, crawl through mud, and still look good pulling up to a diner. The 57 F100 was a game changer, not just for Ford, but for the entire pickup world. First off, let's talk about why this truck was so special. Before this, if you wanted four-wheel drive in your truck, you had to go aftermarket. Companies like Marmon Harrington were the go-to for converting your Ford into something trail-ready. But 1957, that was the year Ford said, "We've got this." And they did it right from the factory. This was the first year Ford offered a true, in-house four-wheel drive system on their F-Series pickups. That made the F100 4x4 a pioneer. No more third-party conversions. This was the real deal, built tough from the frame up. You got a rugged transfer case, solid front axle, and enough ground clearance to make your Jeep-owning buddy raise an eyebrow. Under the hood, the 57 F100 could be equipped with a few different engines, but let's be real, everyone remembers the V8. That classic Y-block 272 cubic inch V8 that made around 173 horsepower. Now, by today's standards, that might not sound like a lot, but back then, that was grunt, that was torque, that was throw a cow in the back and haul it up a mountain kind of power. But the F100 wasn't just about raw strength, it had style. Ford went with a fresh look in 57, lowering the body for a sleeker stance but still keeping that bold, squared-off American pickup vibe. The grille was redesigned, the body lines were cleaner, and the truck just looked meaner. You had options too: style-side or flare-side beds, short or long wheelbases. It was customizable, practical, and surprisingly modern. Inside the cab, things were simple, but not Spartan. You got a big steering wheel, metal dashboard, and that old-school bench seat that felt like it could take a beating. It was functional, durable, and built with the same no-nonsense attitude as the rest of the truck. Now here's where things get interesting. Because a 1957 Ford F100 4x4 today, that's not just a truck. That's a time capsule. It's a symbol of when America was building things to last. When trucks weren't just about towing numbers and touchscreen infotainment systems. They were about reliability, ruggedness, and that feeling of total control when you're behind the wheel. And let's talk driving experience. This isn't your modern F150 with all the creature comforts. No power steering, no traction control, no fancy suspension smoothing out the bumps. What you get is raw, mechanical feedback. You feel every turn, every bump, every shift. It's engaging, it's visceral, it's you and the machine, and nothing else in between. Restored models of the 1957 F100 4x4 are hot in the collector scene right now. People are bringing them back to life with modern upgrades while keeping that old-school soul intact. Some go the full resto mod route: fuel injection, disc brakes, modern drivetrains. Others keep it factory correct, down to the bias ply tires and vacuum wipers. Either way, there's no denying the truck has serious presence. And when it rolls up to a show or meet, it turns heads. Not because it's flashy, but because it's real. It's got stories in its frame, history in its steel. This is a truck that worked for a living. It earned its stripes on farms, in forests, on job sites. And now, decades later, it's still standing strong. For enthusiasts, this isn't just another classic truck. It's the beginning of something: Ford's legacy of capable 4x4 pickups that continues to this day. That's what makes the 1957 F100 4x4 so important. It's not just a blast from the past. It's a foundation, a reminder of where we came from, and how far we've driven since. So whether you're a hardcore Ford fan, a vintage truck junkie, or just someone who appreciates tough, honest engineering, the 57 F100 4x4 deserves a spot on your radar. Because this truck didn't just blaze a trail, it built one. That's all for today on Automotive. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the ride, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories on the machines that shape the road. Until next time, keep your hands on the wheel and your foot on the gas.